this is Cover 2 Credits, and we're back with stuff.
Today, the new Marvel Netflix original series was released. Luke Cage.
Sort of, I'm not going to say not well known, but less
He is, well, especially now. He was a lot bigger back in the day. He's still known.
Yeah, he's one of the, when comics underwent their big revival, he never really came up with everybody else.
Not until the comics were really pushing hard. Once everything got rolling, then you started hearing more about Iron Fist and Power Man, who is Luke Cage, same name, you'll hear that. And the Defenders and Heroes for Hire and that kind of stuff started coming once the comic boom hit back in the early 90s and kept going.
A point being that as Netflix has been doing a lot of the street level guys with Daredevil and Jessica Jones and all of them, and Luke was the third new character they brought into the Marvelverse.
Well, truthfully, we know they're going toward the Defenders show, which is going to consist of 4 characters. Mm-hmm. Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Power Man, and Iron Fist. Iron Fist comes out next year. April 2017. And I believe this time next year, the Defenders series comes out, which is the connection of all of them. So this is the next step from Jessica Jones and Daredevil Season 2 to now. Daredevil and Jessica Jones have both taken place in Hell's Kitchen, and nothing's really left Hell's Kitchen until now. Luke Cage takes place solely in Harlem, and kind of where do you want to take it from there? Wait, how many are we in? 8?
8.
We got 8 in one day because that's the time we have. We will finish this, but this is up to number 8. We've finished 8. I enjoy it a lot. It's definitely different to me than all the other ones. It's not the same thing.
It's a lot more. Each of the Netflix series has had its own sort of thing going. Daredevil was a lot more, I want to say brutal would be the word I would use.
It was definitely, okay. Yeah, brutal, physical.
We've got this character who's on the edge of light and dark, and he doesn't...
He teeters the line.
He teeters the line.
Especially in the second season with Punisher.
And like I said, and that's the whole Daredevil thing throughout the first couple series is
he toes the line and he's figuring out where he stands on it.
Yeah, it's all about, this light and dark with him.
Or how far to go. Mm-hmm. It's not so much light and dark, it's how far am I going to push this before I become what I'm fighting. Mm-hmm. Jessica Jones, to me, was much more psychological and cerebral. Yes, it still dealt with fighting, but it was
very
not.
Little fighting.
It was not the same. Like Daredevil is such a physical series, mm-hmm. and Jessica Jones to me was extremely psychological.
Yeah, it was a very cerebral show. And like I said, she doesn't fight. She's fighting her own issues and her sister's issues and the crazy mind control guy. Mm-hmm. And like I said, and it's all very it's all very weird.
Where Luke Cage, to me, pushes the economic.
Well, to me,
hard.
it's a lot more political, I feel like. We've got, the whole thing is all these factions and powers and how they interact with each other. And
all within Harlem.
And then, honestly, Luke, it doesn't seem like he's the main character. It seems more like he's a main character in this.
Well, I mean, that probably is kind of a point. Mm-hmm. But
like I said, it shows a lot more of what's happening behind the scenes and all of these factions and things.
And who's
how they
pulling
interact
the
with each other.
strings.
It's like I said, you've got especially through the first part of the season. Now, in the 8th episode, things change a little, but before that, it's more about the factions and what's going on and what's happening. And Luke is coming off he's going with more of the Golden Boy route.
Yeah. Kind of forced upon him.
Yeah, and like I said, and he's, more Captain America-esque, where he's trying to do everything right.
Which is funny because in the real world, they just erected a bronze statue of Captain America in the Bronx. Mm-hmm. Like, seriously, you can go see it. It's a badass statue of him holding his shield up, standing in the Bronx. It's like a 12-foot tall statue. That's going to tour around New York City, I believe. So when you said that the Captain America of the Bronx, it's like, you're not that far off, or of the Harlem, you're not that far off.
Yeah, like I said, it was, it's different, but it is the same, and the quality is there, and the characters there, and the acting is there, and overall, just another great show.
I like how Harlem, like Hell's Kitchen, feels very condensed and very open, where Hell's Kitchen did the same thing. You felt like you were on one block the entire time in Hell's Kitchen, but it was much bigger than that. And it felt, at times, a lot bigger than that. It's the same thing with Harlem. They definitely show the difference between the two. Like, they push the fact that this is a mainly African-American community that you hear about a lot. And there are other people around, but they do push that quite a bit. Would you agree with that? And that's not something that was pushed in Daredevil with Hell's Kitchen. Like, you never heard, like, there were so many different races, like, in you know what I mean? It was so many different ethnic groups. It never seemed like that was the forefront, where this, sometimes that is kind of pushed to the front. Mm-hmm. But you are dealing with, like, it is a lot of political things where they're trying to, well, you think they're trying to rebuild. That's not a spoiler, but, and that's the people getting pulled by family and political and
like I said, it's a lot.
It's just
it goes a lot more into all of the characters' backgrounds and what really motivates them. And like I said, it does that more so than any of the others I've seen so far.
Yeah, well, I think about that because Daredevil, once you find out why he's blind and who trained him, there's not a lot of backstory to get to. This though, they crammed a lot of each person you want to know more about their backstory, which I guess you do get a little bit in Daredevil with, like, how he met Elektra, how he met Stick, and things like that. So, but still, it's like, and maybe there'll be more, because truthfully, they could still explain a couple different people. I do like the connections we have between Daredevil and Luke Cage. The Snitch, I can't think of his name. Turk. Both movies, and you're like, isn't that? And I'm like, it is, because Turk mentions also, from Hell's Kitchen, I don't know why it came down here, all you guys in Harlem were crazy, and he leaves. And then the Night Nurse is a huge part of this, and she's a huge part of Daredevil, kept him alive. So, there's still a few questions that I have, and maybe, well, what are you thinking? What do you think will happen from here on? We have, what, 4 more? Mm-hmm. 4 more episodes. I like, because we're not going to go into any spoilers at all, I like Cottonmouth as a villain. He is very intense, very, like, It is the gangster mentality, and they talk about that all the time. But that's what it is. I'm going to throw guys at you with guns, and then if that doesn't work, we'll figure something out. And if that doesn't work, we'll figure something else out. And it's like, we're just going to keep hitting you, and then hopefully something will work. Granted, doesn't always, but what do you think of all that kind of scenario of the villains so far?
Like I said, I like that, like Daredevil, you really get the background story of the villains and the motivations they have, and they're all complex characters, and that makes it such a better show.
Makes it more real, because they're not two-dimensional.
And like I said, that's why I like the street level stuff a lot more than the super stuff that you see out of Marvel.
Is it sad that these villains are way head above the movie villains.
Yeah, that's
Minus
what I mean.
Loki, maybe. Loki might be up there with them.
That's what I mean is you get a lot more with the street level stuff in the Marvelverse, and especially the Netflix Defender stuff. There's a lot more human element in all of it. Like I said, and you see the different aspects of that throughout the shows. You see the Daredevil stuff where it's all about anger, and you see the Jessica Jones stuff where it's all about everyone trying to keep their freaking mind together,
Trying to figure out your thoughts
and
who's in your head.
And you see the Luke Cage stuff where it's all about family and connections and tradition.
And who you are.
Yeah, and like I said, and it's all, you get all of that just ugliness of humanity, and it makes such great television.
And yeah, and like I said, I'm going to recommend this wholeheartedly. I think this is, I'm not going to say this is better than Daredevil. I would say this might be equal to the first season of Daredevil to me so far.
That was good.
We haven't had the epic hallway fight scene yet. I mean, we did see one you see in the trailer with a car door that was pretty awesome, but not the same as the Daredevil hallway yet.
I don't think you can really one-up that.
They did almost with the staircase fight in Daredevil Season 2. Remember that with jumping? Yeah. I'm just wondering if something, I mean, I could see something. Maybe.
I think that's going to do it for us.
I think so. We might do a little pickup if something crazy happens in these last few episodes.
Epic plot twist.
Yeah, which could happen, but you know, let us know what you guys think. Hopefully you'll watch this too. They're all on Netflix, all one day release, all 13 episodes. If you binge all 13, I tip my hat to you. That's a long day.
I
We both
want
just
to,
ran out of
but I
time.
gotta get to dinner.
Yep. So, like, subscribe, share this if anybody else is a Marvel fan. Follow us on Facebook. I post every video that we post every Monday. There's a link on in our Facebook page. Or you can just go and find Cover the Credits on YouTube. And every Monday there will be a new upload. And possibly more than that. I believe next week we're going to go see Magnificent Seven. And
That's
Sunday I'm going to see Mrs. Peregrine's School for Peculiar Children. Kevin's not going to join us. He's got to work. But there may be a review for that. And I think until next time.
Thanks for staying till after the credits.
Hey.
Hey.